Hare Krishna. The Brahma Sutras. First Adhyaya, the Samanvaya Adhyaya, the first Pada, Anyatra Prasiddha Nama Pada. The first Adhikarana, Jijnasadhikarana. The first Samanvaya Adhyaya explains that 1. The Vedas will prove, enlighten, provide the true concept of Brahman. 2. The Brahman is none other than Sri Narayana, the Vishnu, Sri Hari. 3. The words which are not identical with the Brahman and seems to praise, extol others such as Indra, Varuna, Vayu and so on are all actually the words, names of Brahman only, Narayana only. 4. The words, sounds which are not synonymous, which are not identical in sense and usage are also extolling, explaining the Brahman. 5. Any sound, words in nature are all praising, extolling the Brahman only. The sound of rain, flow of water, blow of wind, and all such sounds. 6. The Brahman is only extolled, praised in the Sadagamas, that Brahman is perfect in every excellence, with auspicious, infinite, blissful qualities. The first Adhikarana, Jijnasadhikarana. This Adhikarana has only one sutra. The first sutra, Om, Om, Athato, Brahma Jijnasa Om. Then, therefore, inquiry into Brahman. This is the meaning. In this Adhikarana, the necessity of undertaking an inquiry, investigation into the nature of Brahman is proved and established. Before going in detail into this Adhikarana, into this sutra, let us now analyze this first Adhikarana with those 5 points what we have already informed. 1. Subject. Inquiry on the subject Tadvididnasasva. There is a difference of opinion, Vipratipatti, Vivada, on the nature of Brahman, whether the inquiry about the very nature of Brahman or not, whether to inquire about the very nature of the Brahman or not. This is the subject. Now, second is doubt, whether inquiry should be made on the subject or inquiry should not be made on the subject. So here some doubt arises. Why? Since there are opinion of both descriptions, both way, in both directions, there are opinions. For example, for healthy, this is just our general example. For healthy life, one will drink cow milk daily and will not drink wine. But some will speak in other way also. So doubt arises. Here the questioning is there. We should not inquire. Puro Paksha. The opposition view, the opposite view. It contains that the inquiry should not be made for want of purpose, for want of thing. It is waste, not required. Inquiry is not required. Inquiry on Brahman is not required, they say. It is contended that inquiry on Brahman need not be done because this Brahma Mimamsa Shastra is not a useful subject. There is no materialistic use found by doing so, by doing the inquiries, by doing the studies on Brahma Mimamsa and other things. They feel it is a waste of time. The Anubandha Chatushtayas are not properly found here. For any subject, 4 matters are there, that Anubandha Chatushtayas, they are not properly found here. They say, this is argument against. There is no such entity as Brahman apart from Jiva, the soul. So no entity as all it is identified as a Brahman apart from Jiva, the soul. Or we can also say that in other way, Jiva, Atma, the soul itself is a Brahman. Some say that everything this is a Brahman only. All these living beings are a Brahman only. The Jiva, self, Atman, soul, Brahman is one's own self. Everything is one and the same. So, such argument is there. The Jiva is known to everyone through their own experience as myself, I am, aham, and so on. There is no doubt about the existence of Jiva, soul, the Atman, and thus need not be tried to establish. They say that it is no doubt Jiva, Atma, etc., everything is available. Why to establish it? Like this, myself, I, others jivas, souls, selves are all established. Everything is established. Everything is available. Infinite numbers, many numbers in the world. The existence of I, you, he, she are all very well established. Then again you need not inquire. There is no Brahman distinct from the individual self can be found or established or admitted, they say. So there is no Brahman other than this individual self and all things. Self is itself is a Brahman, and so and so and so. So it is not required to inquire. Some Vedantins favor the view of only one Atma. Some Vedantins itself they say that there is only one Atma, only one soul, and not advocating more Atmas. The multiple Atmas, they are not advocating, some Vedantins. They say Brahman only is Atma and it is only existing everywhere, worldwide. So, next, so even though the knowledge of self, though thought to be existing, but it is of no use to inquire about it, as we all know sufficient about I, myself, everything sufficiently we are knowing ourselves. Such a self-evident Atman, I, self, cannot be the subject of serious inquiry discussion. I know myself, you know yourself, everybody is knowing yourself. Why to study again? What is the necessity to inquire? Have a discussion of myself, yourself, I, self, etc. It is quite certain that myself, the I, the Atman cannot get final salvation, bliss as claimed. Only death and decay of the physical body is certain. That is the final only. We do not know what salvation and all everything we get. That is not proved. So we cannot claim it. By knowing this type of Brahman, the self, it is certain that we cannot get the bliss, ishtaprapti. So by knowing myself and yourself, everything, it is sure that we will not get any bliss, ishtaprapti, and freedom from miseries. Our miseries will not end if they know about me, if I know about me, like that. Even if Brahman is different from self, be taken for discussion, purpose also would be futile. So even though some Brahman is there, somebody says, if you go for a discussion, so it is of no use. What they say, there is no guarantee that very knowledge of Brahman by study of Sadagamas will be fruitful. They say that even though we study about Brahman, there is no guarantee that we get some fruits by studying the Sadagamas. Some Vedic sentences declare that by doing deeds, the karmas, the jiva's souls will acquire the knowledge. Some Vedic sentences they say by doing the deeds, the works, they will get knowledge. It is also not sure that by means of this knowledge alone, Brahman's grace is God. So by this knowledge, whether we get Brahman's grace, it is also not sure. So it is also told in Shrutis, the Vedas, that by drinking Somarasa, the Soma juice, one would get immortality. By drinking Somarasa, we will get mortality. So it is best, as many doubts can be listed there, is no need to inquire about the Brahman. So like this, many doubts are there, many problems are there. So it is not necessary to inquire about the Brahman. It is better to live as it is. Then Uttara Paksha, Siddhanta, what says? Here the Atman, one's own self or another one's self is not at all the subject of inquiry. They say that it is not at all, Atman is not at all the Atman, myself, yourself, like that is not the subject of inquiry. It is in with Uttara Paksha, Siddhanta, the corrective, that is now established. Here, Brahman means not self at all. What they were telling earlier, Brahman is self and all. No, Brahman is something else. That we call as I, we, you, and so on. All these are infinite numbers of souls. The jivas only. These are not Brahmans. These souls are not Brahmans. Vedas refer the term Brahman to whom? One that is perfect in all the excellent, infinite, auspicious qualities. So for that thing only they will refer Brahman, one that is perfect in all the excellent, infinite, auspicious qualities. This is further elaborately explained in Smritis, the Puranas, and Itihasas as well. Space, time, universe, materialistic things, animate and inanimate, all are negligible in comparison to Brahman, the all-pervading. So, he is the Brahman. Some Vedantins say Brahman is destitute of all qualities. They say he is nirguna, nirakara, without auspicious, blissful qualities. Some say Brahman possesses only a few qualities. Some say Brahman is perfect in all the infinite excellent qualities. Nirguna means he is not having materialistic temporary gunas. Nirakara means he is not having materialistic temporary akara. The immortality obtained by Somayaga and drinking Somarasa is not permanent one. It is not a salvation at all. It is for only a long period of Indra's rule, a Manvantara period. Thus, due to varying views among Vedantins, Vedic interpretations, the inquiry becomes necessary. So, one should necessarily gain knowledge of Brahman by studying Sadagamas. So, the final result, the phala is Brahman is entirely different from animate and inanimate world. Brahman is something special who will be known by gaining the knowledge. What? Sadagamas direct. So, it is decided that one should know, one should study, one should gain knowledge of Brahman. We continue this first sutra in next class.